What's the haps, guys? Ganny here. Be me at YCS Providence, Rhode Island with my Primite Blue-Eyes X-3 round 5 dropout deck list. Right, this is an awesome deck. I've been playing Blue-Eyes for a long time, and with this new support, we're able to take it to a new level. I, unfortunately, am not a good duelist. If I was better at piloting this deck, I would be in the finals right now. This deck absolutely slaps, it slams, it's a really, really good control deck. Unfortunately, I can't do it well. So I'm gonna give you guys the profile so that way if you are a better duelist than me, which is, probably very likely, you can take this to your locals, to an event, and top. So this is a 40 card deck. Of course, we gotta start with the GOATs, Blue-Eyes White Dragon with the Yap artwork, my favorite art. Everything in this deck that can be QC is QC, except this artwork isn't able to go that way. So you're gonna start with 2, not 3, not 1, 2 Blue-Eyes White Dragons. And then you go with your starters, your 3 Sages with the Eyes of Blue, your 3 Maidens of White, and your 3 Effect Veilers. Now I know what you're thinking, wait, Effect Veiler is not a Blue-Eyes card, it's a light spellcaster tuner level 1. It meshes completely with the archetype. We've all seen the viral video where 2 Effect Veilers make Spirit or Fiendsmith combo because it's so versatile. I consider it a part of the archetype and an in-engine staple in order to play. So those are the monsters for starters here. Now we have Wishes for Eyes of Blue, the new spell card, phenomenal spell card. Something that a lot of people get wrong about Blue-Eyes is not a combo deck, it's a control deck. You have to play Restrained, you have to play Low to the Ground. So a lot of people use Wishes to get to Sage, to get to Maiden. I'm telling you right now, you want to go for Maiden right away in this, so that way if you get Drolled, or if you want to avoid that extra summon, you're able to pitch her to grave to get True Light out and do a full play. Now, while we're on the subject of spells and traps, we have the one-ofs, the bricks, cough, cough. These are all one-ofs in your deck. You never want to open with these. These are all searchable, but they're all phenomenal cards. True Light is now a main crux of the deck. Majesty, up to 2 non-target pops is unbelievably strong. E-Telly, but for Blue-Eyes, amazing. Mausoleum of White, the grease that lubes up the gears that is the engine of this deck. Phenomenal cards that really get it going. Now, thing about Blue-Eyes is Pure is pretty all right, but we can do better. We have the Primite engine right here. So 3 Ether Barrel, you know the vibe. Ether Barrel, super cool design dragon. And then you have the Lordly Load to get into said Ether Barrel. Ideally, you want to normal summon Ether Barrel to then set the Lordly Load. But if you can't and use this to get into it, that's fine. It goes right into your Link 1 Spirit, as well as getting you one of the best cards in this deck, unironically, Primite Drill Beam. Now, I'm only playing it at 2. I've seen some deck lists of people play it at 3. I see some playing it at 1. I gotta say, this is a really strong card in board breakers. It's built in that way. You can activate if you have Blue-Eyes on the field or in your hand. So this is a really good card. I think 3 is a little excessive. I don't want to see it that much. I think 1's a little too much, so 2 is a really happy medium. That makes that way I can use this pretty efficiently and get rid of threats on board. Now that's the main core combo of the deck, the main core pieces. Here's where we get into the utility that the deck provides, right? Now we have a bunch of free space. Here's how we're gonna be able to maximize and get this deck competing, right? We got our 3 Molcharmy Fool losses, right? You wanna make sure that you run these 3. It's a great way to draw into more cards. It's a great way to get more of your utility, more of your engine to help you go on for turn 2. And then from there, triple Ash Blossom, bro. If you aren't running triple Ash Blossom in 2025, bro, something's wrong with you. We got rarity collections of both artworks, bro. You need Ash Blossom. From there, only 2, Nibiru the Primal Being. I like the Altar. I like Mr. Tentacle Spaghetti Man. 3 is a little too much Nib for me, personally. I like the 2. It doesn't really do anything for you going first unless you like have an empty board and pass. So I like to keep it at 2 so that way I see it some of the time, but not all the time. That's it for monsters and spells in the deck. Now we're going to go into our traps, the final utility. 3, Dominus Purge. These are really good cards. This you can also sub out for 3 Bestials. Right? I don't want to run Bestials and Purge together because Purge shuts off my Bestials. You can't use the Darks anymore. So this is what I use. It's essentially running 6 Ashes. It stops from the hand, and it's not going to interfere with any of the typings because I don't run any Darks without the Bestials. And then triple Imperm, right? It's like 3 more effect veilers, except you can't search them. But they're settable, and you can turn off spell cards with them in the column. So they're really, really good utility, non-negotiable. That's the 40-card main deck. Now onto the extra deck. Now into the extra deck, we're going to start off with the awesome new Link monsters from the new Blue-Eyes structure deck, Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Running 2 of them, this is an amazing card that gets you into Mausoleum, gets you into higher plays. You can get Blue-Eyes out from Grave, which then also on top of it being a huge beater, you also get Drill Beam live. This card is phenomenal. It's a great way for the deck to get rejuvenated. With that, you're also going to run 2 Seals. I mean, what can I say about this? Dragon Link just blends in with Blue-Eyes. It works super well. You're able to get some disruption on board for only the price of 2 dragons, something that's very easily accessible with Blue-Eyes. Freeze play. Freeze play. Then, this is a personal choice. This might be something some of you don't really mess with, but I run the access code line in this deck. Line of the Light Charmer is great for getting out light monsters so it can help continue plays, right? You don't have to do these 2. I like to have them in case I'm out of resources. This is a grind game, last-ditch effort. I need to put up the beatdown.
Yep.
Lina to Celine to access code. That's it for our links. Fusions. These 2, I need like fan art of these 2 interacting because these 2 are like a match made in heaven with the new structure deck with Wishes with Eyes of Blue, equipping this, going right into Tyrant with Eyes of Blue. Who needs Raigeki or Board Breakers when you can physically slam in to every monster your opponent has up? This also, the Banished from Graveyard targeting protection. You would be surprised the amount of people who forget that this card exists, especially when it's in your grave. Phenomenal, phenomenal fusion monsters. Now into the Synchros. 2 Spirits. 3 is a little bit too much. You're rarely going to run into 3, so 2 is a really good happy medium. You want to be able to tag both of them out. We're not running the Crimson Dragon package. A little too win more for me. So these 2 are going to be great for getting facilitating your plays, especially with the new support in Allen, which I'm going to get into in a second. So the main thing for these cards, they tag out and they go into other Dragon Synchro monsters, all of which we're going to have right here. These are your tag targets, right? You have Blue-Eyes Ultimate, Spirit Dragon, Lightstorm Dragon, Spotlight Moonrise Dragon, and Ancient Fairy Life Dragon. Ancient Fairy Life Dragon's brand new addition to the deck, just came out in Alliance Insight. This card fixes the OTK problem that Blue-Eyes has, right? A lot of us know, like when you're doing, Blue-Eyes has struggle OTKing. This card can attack in defense position and uses the defense in damage calculation. That's 3,300 on top of the 2,500 that Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon gives it, making a whopping 5,800 damage off of 1 spirit. So you're able to do that. This is great for on-field, on the negate. If you have someone who's very back row dependent, Lightstorm Dragon can get rid of them super well. Moonlight can return to hand, so if any cards have protections against being destroyed, banished, you can get it right back. So that's the end of the extra deck. Now on to the best part of Thanksgiving, the sides. Now we all know the biggest threat and possibly the worst matchup in this format is Malice. So you already know it's triple Lancia. What more is there for me to say? This is a side deck staple now. If you're not running a play set of Lancias in your side deck, what the hell is wrong with you in Alliance Insight format? To include other monsters here, we got Molcharmi Pirellia, and we have 3 Meowls. So the Pirellia is really good against Mitsurugi Raizio, which is another meta threat. Meowls is really good against Malice, as well as the Mirror. But essentially, you want to run the entire Molcharmi package. So that way, depending on what deck you're going up against, where they're summoning the most out of, you're able to maximize your draws to get the most utility to fight them, or just straight up shut down their deck, right? Next cards, Triple Thrust. That's what I call a nice first date out, Triple Thrust. You essentially can search out any normal spell and trap, which here are your targets. So it's essentially running 4 copies of each of these 3. So you have Artifact Sanctum, which gets you directly in to the talents, which is a perfect way of getting a Lancia a lot more common than just hard drawing into it. Dimensional Barrier against Mitsurugi Raizio. You can call Exige, you can call Ritual, and really make them only stick to one part of their engine, as well as any other deck that involves fusion summoning, synchro summoning. It's a great versatile card. And then Talents, so good they had to put it to 1. Really no reason why you wouldn't want to run this. It's a Pot of Greed, it's a Snatch Steal, all because your opponent decided to use hand trap effects and essentially just play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's what we got for our Blue-Eyes deck 2025 YCS Providence. If you guys have any tweaks in the comments you're thinking about, let me know. If you have any additions to the deck, if you have your own deck list, let me know. You can catch me over on stream, out on Twitch. When that'll be, I don't know, bro. Just put on the notifications and follow me. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I like to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I like to play Overwatch, so hit my line if you guys are watching. But anyway, my name's Ganny. Have a good night. Stay safe. Peace.
Make sure to send $25 to get the free spreadsheet in the PayPal. Put your email so we know who you are. Thank you.